Round one, game one. David Rivas on top in blue. Joel Madera on bottom in red. No idea what either of these players are playing. David says he's not familiar with Dueling Book, but we'll give him a pass. We won't judge too harshly. Joel wins the rock, paper, scissors, chooses to go first. All right. See, I have not seen deck list. I have not seen anything. We're going in pretty blind here. Let's see what happens. One set. Two set. Shuffle hand. Third set. I think we have a Paleo or a Geist. Probably not Geist. Lord F. It's Eldlich. Everybody's favorite. Target one of his own cards and send Kyoto to the graveyard. Now he has two of the continuous traps and graves, so he can banish both of them to in order to set new golden land cards. You can use both of them, set new ones. You can send cards like Sanguine or Conquistador. These cards are silly. Cool. You can set White Destiny and Sanguine. White Destiny summons from hand or grave, and Sanguine summons for deck or grave. I forget if it's what the other one is. No, the first one. They usually always just summon from deck, though. Not a bad setup. White Destiny can revive Golden Lord. One of the other two sets can be Conquistador to be some disruption. Even the match should be pretty devastating here. So we'll see what happens here. David Rivas taking his time in draw phase. He drew a card, is not sure if he's ready to enter standby. I assume we're in main phase. This card can only activate during the main phase, so that's fine. That's just a little thing. But if this resolves, now Miscellaneous Source makes it so that dinosaur monsters on David Rivas' field are unaffected by the activated effects of Joel. Now he's banishing itself to summon a level 1 from the deck. Probably not Aeolo. Yeah, definitely going to see this card. Alright, Arcasaur. If this card is normal or special summon, you can destroy a dinosaur monster in your hand or face up on the field. Then you can add a reptile, sea serpent, or winged beast for the same original level as that monster or an evolution pill. That is pretty good. We have replaced Diagram with a level 1 that is a dinosaur that can destroy Baby Ceratosaurus and add a useful card. Part of the problem with the Dragonic Diagram before is that it added really bad cards. With the exception of cards like Lithosagam, Dragonic Diagram would always just destroy for destroying's sake and add cards like Agminizad, the Fire True King, which was not particularly good. With Lithosagam, Diagram's a bit better for triggering the babies because Lithosagam actually has a devastating effect, but it was too hard to resolve the Fire and the Water True King. But this card's insane. It's huge help to the deck, and it fits right with the deck's playstyle. They're playing Evolution Pill at the Team 3v3 YCS in Las Vegas. The two dinosaur decks that won in Team Gotta Get It. Gotta Finish It. They opted not to play Evolution Pill at all in their two dinosaur decks. But Pill is back because of Arcasaur. Okay, Aeolo plus Arcasaur probably summons Needle Fiber. There's the boy, Needle Fiber. We are post-Duel Overload, post-Eternity Code, Infinite Impermanence coming down in the second column. We'll see if that ends up coming up. Infinite Impermanence preventing him from summoning a tuner from the deck. I'm not sure what he would have summoned. Not another Aolo. Probably, I'm not sure if you would have summoned a combo piece. Like, I've seen a lot of decks summon O-Line and then go into the Mega Fan Beast Link and go for a lot of advantage there. And that might be good in this specific deck because you don't need to Link Summon. That's the one problem with the Mega Fan Beast Link is that it prevents you from Link Summoning after. We're playing Post-Eternity Code as we saw through Arcosar. Link Cross is hitting the field. He's going to try to summon 2 tokens. But those tokens can't be used for Link Summon. Alright. 2 tokens are down. Nothing on Summon. Evolution Pill. Strong card. Summoning one of the best single monsters in the game. Or Overtex. Probably, though, going to summon Conductor. Conductor is very oppressive against Eldlich. It's kind of just annoying to deal with. I don't think this will get negated. Yeah. We know that he has White Destiny and Sanguine. The other card's a mystery, but it's a most likely card is probably Conquistador, the one that destroys a face-up card while you control the Golden Lord. And so a likely scenario is that we'll see the Golden Lord summoned during the battle phase and then Conquistador come down in the battle phase. So that way, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno cannot use its effect, which can only be used during the main phase. David Rivas finally deciding to go into his main phase 1. Yeah, Joel is not happy about that. It's just a little thing. I don't know. I guess it kind of bothers me too, but I'm not going to get too mad. But we are officially in battle phase now. Conductor cannot activate. Conductor is a during either main phase kind of card. On Declaration, Chainlink 1. Conquistador. There we go. Called that correctly. Chain. Something that summons the Golden Lord. He has 2 choices to summon the Golden Lord. He can summon it with Sanguine or White Destiny. So it's virtually impossible for Rivas to stop it. He has to have both Ash and Bell. David Rivas telling him to hold up, chill out, hold down. Because he might be reading Conquistador. He might vomit once he finishes reading it. And then have to clean up the vomit. It is a very disgusting card. I'm not sure who at Konami decided that these continuous traps that go forever were a good idea. But they're making it work. White Destiny is trying to revive the Golden Lord. Does not target, but there's only one. Yeah, he's reading it. So David Rivas is not as familiar with these cards. I assume Joel is familiar with them because they're in his deck, but White Destiny summons a zombie from the hand or graveyard. But he only has one card in his graveyard that is applicable, and that's the Golden Lord. Yeah. Poor David Rivas has to deal with both. Oh, there's a call by the grave. Now, if there were multiple zombies in there, White Destiny could still resolve because it does not target. But Joel can chain Sanguine and yeah, going for Chainlink 4, trying to summon the Golden Lord from the deck. Now, if Ash comes here, we might actually like have a real problem on our hands. Okay. Sanguine resolves. That was a good thing for Joel. Bad for David. Golden Lord comes out first. Then Call by the Grave resolves. White Destiny fails to resolve. Conquistador resolves. And then he will pop a card. Almost assuredly, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. There's the boy. If David Rivas has not vomited yet after reading Conquistador, he will now. It's very broken. That is true. Conquistador will destroy Tyranno on the resolution of its special summon. That is what it does. Miscellaneous Source cannot protect it because Miscellaneous Source's effect only applies during the main phase. That's a huge plus. And he gets to keep the monster. The level 5 light. It's actually kind of big. Its Pleiades is crazy. It's one of my favorite cards. When it main phase 2. I think the advantage is swinging towards Joel, and it's not very close because he has 2 golden land cards. Or Eld Elixirs. I'm not sure what the difference is yet. No, I remember. They're Eld Elixirs and Golden Lands. Those are 2 different things. And they interchange with one another. But because of those 2 cards he has in grave, he effectively has 5 cards now, which is very strong. And then when those 2 cards go to the grave, he'll have 7 cards. So that's kind of how this deck spirals out of control. That's why it's very slashable. It is much more apt to call it a Sky Striker 2.0 than a True Draco 2.0 because of its splashability. Alright, we're looking around, see what we're doing. Probably just going to go into battle phase and rough up Link Cross. Again, I'm not sure what the Link Cross accomplished, but Tribute Summon. Apprentice Illusion Magician. Why would he play that? He probably plays Magician's Soul. That's one of the most popular targets for Magician's Soul. That and Palladium Oracle Mana. Because Master Plan is banned and we don't play Spiral cards in this deck. Oh. Golden Lord attacking twice. Not just once, but just he had to very forcefully make it known that he was attacking. White Destiny is activating. It's going to set the Golden Land. That's right. That is how this works. So the Golden Lands set the Eld Elixirs, and the Eld Elixirs set the Golden Lands. How about that? So we have Golden Land forever, and we're probably going to have a Conquistador get set, because he's just by far one of the most oppressive ones, especially against Rivas' deck. Yeah, there's Conquistador. I don't think Hakiro, the one that banishes from grave, would be terribly relevant. Now the Conquistador, the one that was on field using its effect. Well, now we have access to another Golden Lord. So let's recap. We have a Golden Lord, a card that summons Golden Lord, and a gate that tributes a zombie, and a Conquistador that destroys any face-up card. That's pretty good. It's just that easy. I like the Apprentice Illusion Magician, assuming he's playing Magician Souls. Oh, a hard-drawn Double Evolution Pill. He does have both a non-dino and a dino. Joel can't negate this, but he can just deal with the Tyranno. Tyranno's not very scary to Eldlich. If you can make them use their Conquistador, then Tyranno is very oppressive. It just kills the whole board. It does a lot of damage. But if he had no other way to force out that Conquistador, he's in trouble. That's going to be a problem for David Rivas if his side deck is not, clearly because he said he had to read the new cards, he's not terribly familiar with Secret Slayers. With Eternity Code, it's more understandable because this is the first weekend that it's been legal for about, today's Friday, so it's been legal for 7 days on Dueling Book, so it's a bit on the newer side. But, ooh, UTC is triggering. Oh, and it's getting absolutely negated. Tributing zombie destroying the Golden Land forever. Oh, he's a judgment! He's crazy! Yo! Yo, why did Lucia get set? Oh, because UTC resolved. UCT resolved. That was a crazy judgment. He has to pay cost for that. Yeah, there we go. That was unexpected. Traps in a going second deck that aren't evenly matched or imperm? But it was what he needed. Now he's in... I wouldn't say he's in command. Well, actually, no, he is, because he can summon Pankratops with this and deal with Conquistador. So he is kind of in command. But does he see that play? Does he understand that it's Oviraptor? I might have gone for Pankratops, but he's doing a bigger play now because of this. He has not normal summoned. He can normal summon Petit Pteranodon and use Oviraptor's effect. Petit Pteranodon is not once per turn. Joel's thinking he has two options. He's going to try to summon a Golden Lord from the deck. That judgment made things a lot more interesting. Otherwise, it was going to be very one-sided. The Golden Lord is out, to no one's surprise. But now he has to use this Conquistador very, very correctly. But again, I think that Petit Pteranodon probably should have just gone straight for Pankratops just to have the Conquistador in check. Just for this turn. It wouldn't deal with the next ones because he would have had an Eldlich to set the third. But he can still do it. If he has not normaled, he can normal summon Petit Pteranodon, do the destroy and revive effect of Oviraptor to trigger the next Petit Pteranodon and then get his Pankratops. I do not know what he's thinking though. I do not know if he is aware or is being conscious of how Conquistador destroys on resolutions. You can pop it with Pankratops to prevent the destruction of your Conductor Tyranno. Or he might see a completely different play that I don't see. Miscellaneousaurus. That's an option. Make your guys unaffected. That might make Joel very scared. Oh, he's in battle phase now? I don't know about that. I think he should have... Yeah, I think Pankratops should have come out on the board somehow. Because now he's just going to kill this Conductor Tyranno. But main phase 2, he has a play. So, this duel's not over, but I don't think this Conductor is supposed to be dead. But he is dead, and we will work with it. Just a reminder that this is a feature match from round 1 of the Rivals Gaming 50/50 charity tournament to support Daniel In of Rivals Gaming. Half the proceeds of the pot that everybody paid goes to him, and the rest is given out as prize support. We got an 8-man pod going. This is round 1. There'll be 3 rounds because it's just an 8-man pod. So we'll have 2 more feature matches for this tournament. True. Oviraptor cannot attack because of Petit Pteranodon. Yeah, you're right. True. Was he going to attack? That's right. Pankratops should have been summoned because, I mean, you knew it wasn't going to be able to attack, but you could have saved your Conductor. Although the benefit, he could have discarded Miscellaneous, banned Miscellaneous, summon a baby, do the Raptor play, and then he has something poppable with Conductor next turn. That way he can summon a new Raptor and get more advantage. But I was just afraid of him using. I would be afraid of Joel using Conquistador on the activation of Petit Pteranodon. If I was in Joel's seat, I might have done that. When Petit Pteranodon activates Engraved, I would chain Conquistador because I'm just making the assumption that either A, they're going to get to Pancratops eventually, or B, it's going to get summoned right now and immediately invalidate this Conquistador. But I've already talked about this for too long. We're far past this. Excuse me? I'm sorry. These cards were both summoned off Pill. That's not how that works. That was not a legal summon. I'm texting Joel. Yes. I texted Joel saying, problem. Problem is that Tyranno says must first be summoned by banishing 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard. That's the way it's summoned first. He didn't do that for either of them. They were both summoned off Pill. So neither of them can be revived by Ovraptor. Yeah, Joel sees it. There we go. That's why I got Judge Pete here. Coming down with these rulings hard. This is correct. He has to summon Baby, Petit Pteranodon, or Aolo. If Rivas contests this, I'm going to roast him. I'm going to be a Pyro type, fire attribute. This is taking too long. Say 23-minute game 1. And Joel doesn't have to keep explaining it. Yeah. Rivas didn't even play Pill before Echo, because that was actually kind of standard. But, I mean, that's a game mechanics thing. It's like how BLS is worded. Must first be summoned by, and then the thing. But, it's okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is hard. We're not going to judge. So he's going to summon something else off Oviraptor. Probably the baby. Or Aolo. Plays another Needle Fiber. Miscellaneous is not activated yet. Yeah, he's kind of using this at a time he didn't want. Shout out to Team Zero for catching these fiends and their illegal summons. Joel's member of Team Zero, Zero or Bust. As am I. It means I'm rooting for him, but I'm also rooting against him. Just to see his reaction when he loses. So, I don't care either way. But if I see Joel cheat too, I'm going to call that. Miscellaneous source is going to summon a guy from deck. Yeah, again, I think the optimal thing might have been the opposite order. You summon like a baby from deck, and then you pop that with Oviraptor, not the miscellaneous. Miscellaneous was already could have been discarded, but is that what happened to it? We were taking a bit of time to resolve this Miscellaneous. Hello, I got a message. Watch me get Trish here. Goodbye to all my golden boys. Yeah, seems likely. Although, only two of them. You just need the third. No, he's playing the new one. He's trying to draw cards. Nah, that should have been Trish, dude. If you knew anything about Eldlich, you'd Trish right here. If you could pull any card out of your binder that you would want to use right now, it would be Trishula. And he could have summoned it. If you had 1,000 cards in your binder and Trishula was one of them, 1,000 different cards, Trishula would be the card you would pick in this situation basically every time. It's so ideal for what he wants to do. F. O. Yeah, no, I'm kind of surprised too, but this card is neat, but it doesn't, like, it gains attack. You know? Sorry, it doesn't gain attack, it draws cards. But it didn't do anything! What? No, I don't understand. Why was that done? Yo, that Trishula would have been so huge. Banish Golden Lord on field. Banish Golden Lord in grave. Now you only have one more. If you banish the last one, that's basically game. Now I'm just playing like a glorified embodiment continuous trap monster deck. There's the Magician Soul. A normal summon. Because he already drew Apprentice Illusion Magician. Conquistador is still a trap, so he can use it for souls to draw a card. That's why they do this. That's the synergy. I firmly disagree with the summon of this monster. Although I'm very excited to see Eternity Code cards played in the post-Eternity Code tournament, Trishula would have been far, far stronger. That's a strong card. I love this card. The best Link 3 in the game. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos! Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects because Eldlich, the Golden Lord, was used as material. It has a sick, sick effect where it can banish cards in the damage step or gain an additional attack in the next battle phase. He's activating the effect in the damage step. If it's a call by the grave, he can't change because it's the damage step. BLS is so strong. I think Joel's got it. Hard to say. I'm not sure what Rivas has in his grave to climb back. Oh, he's miscellaneous. That changes things. I didn't see that. Nah, can't use that. See, he would have been fine if he trished and then used the other call by the grave on the other lord. Joel's correct. He cannot use it. The dispute right now is whether or not he can activate Call by the Grave in the damage step, but he cannot. It should also be banished, but it really should, that part doesn't matter. But the attempted activation of Call by the Grave is not going to fly because it's the damage step. And it does matter. You know, you can't be like, oh, I was going to use it, you know, on the declaration of attack because BLS targets. So, like, you know, now that you knew that he was going to pick the set, it kind of changes your decision whether or not you're going to activate it. So, that's all right. Damage step is confusing, but it works. All right, we got... There we go. Sanguine, set Hikiro, the Golden Lord. Send Hikiro, summon the Golden Lord. Golden Lord is at 35. Cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. That's pretty good. Very good. When everybody read the Golden Lord for the first time, they didn't think it was very good, and neither did I. It just seems very basic. It's like, wow, using spells and traps, it seems like really expensive. And then you read the the other cards, and I don't know, they're not very interesting. Like Hakiro, oh wow, it banishes a card. You know what also does that? Called by the Grave, and it's a quick play spell. But like when you actually see it in action, it's insane. I think part of the reason why this deck was such a surprise to everyone in the TCG was because the deck came out like very recently in the OCG. There was not a lot of time between the OCG and TCG release like there are usually for these kinds of sets. And because of the coronavirus thing, they didn't have any events in Japan in February. So we didn't get to see this deck do its thing. But it's obviously very strong. It's the same thing with Adamantipator. Like I think that's why it caught the whole player base off guard. I apologize for the overlay with Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber's hand is covering Dave's life points. Dave has 3,200 life points. That'll be edited later. And he scooped. I don't know if he would have lost if he trished. Definitely would not have lost as quickly. He would have had a fighting chance. But that's how it goes. Alright. Dave's probably going to pick second because he's a dinosaur deck. That's what they do. The question is, since he's facing Eldlich for the first time, can he muster together enough game knowledge to know what side cards are going to be optimal? What I mean by that is, are you going to look at cards like Nibiru, cards like Lightning Storm, and be like, oh, based on what I've seen, these cards seem good, when in reality they probably aren't? Like, Joel set 4 cards in past, and if he got Lightning Stormed, he still would have won. Eldlich is the kind of deck that requires practice against, because it's quite unique. It is heavily reliant on one card, on the Golden Lord. It made Prohibition a viable side card, and Prohibition has been a viable side card since, goodness, I don't know how long. I can't even think of the last time Prohibition has been used. Still siding here. Joel probably has the assumption that he's going to go first. He's also kind of indifferent. I think that he's the kind of sitting pretty being up 1-0 against a player that is not as comfortable against Eldlich as some other players might be. Not saying it's over. Still have a chance. Conductor is an insane card. I mean, there were definitely instances where some nuances in the technical play might have made a big difference. Perhaps doing a longer play that ended on a Pinkertops to invalidate Conquistador because it was activated very late might have been good. Or even summoning Pinkertops initially like I recommended. But again, I can't see what's in his deck. I can't see what he draws. I don't know what he's thinking. Everybody has their own play style, their own kind of like vision. Okay, so David made Joel go first because he's a dino deck. He just wants to murder in one turn. The Cursed Eldland is coming out of the field. Pay 8, search a Eldlich or Golden Land spell or trap. The Golden Land forever. Counter trap. probably going to be honing its sights on the normal summon of Oviraptor. Although having the new guy, Archosaur, does give the deck a higher ceiling. It's kind of easier to extend through. Now this is strong. The Golden Lord discard effect to send Eldland to the graveyard. Then Eldland triggers to send a new Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell and trap to the graveyard from the deck. And since we can banish them and just set new ones, it's basically like adding one. So it's a whole lot of advantage. And the other card that he discarded does the same thing. He discarded a guy that banishes itself to set a card. So this guy summons himself, this card banishes to set a new card, this card banishes to set a new card. So he basically, has very, very strong card advantage, even though it may not seem like it. That's why Lightning Storm is not that great. It can be in like a very specific scenario, but in the aggregate, not really. Okay, we're using the Guardian. Set White Destiny. The one that revives. And we're passing turn. Catch the Conquistador engrave. White Destiny coming up. Gonna try to summon his guy. Might respond with a call by or DD Crow. We're going to main phase with Golden Lord face up on the field. That means Hikiro and Conquistador and the Golden Land Forever are all alive. This might get Golden Land Forevered. Hard to say. Probably not. You might want to wait for Oviraptor. But there's an argument to be made. As bad as that may be, it is good. That's more or less what I just said, actually. Yeah, it's tragic, but he has to let it go. Now I'm worried about Lightning Storm because it frees up the ability to OTK. Even if you Lightning Storm a bunch of Golden Land and Eld Elixirs, they will replace themselves, but not for another turn. So it does set them back on a timer. David taking his time to just figure out what he wants to do. There's the Lightning Storm. Again, in the aggregate, all the cards replace themselves. So when I look at all the cards in my side deck, I'm like, Lightning Storm is not one of the most potent cards I want. I'd rather have cards that like banished, like Bell. No, Bell doesn't banish, but she negates cards that that would revive themselves, like the Golden Lord. But cards like DD Crow are insane. Yeah, so that had to get hard negated. It's an invested negate. So we count cards. He has White Destiny and Conquistador. He can use the Conquistador this turn to set, but you can't use it this turn because of game mechanics. Another one. Whew. So we definitely looked at Lightning Storm and said, well, he's had lots of cards, so it'll be fine. And it is. It's fine. It's better than a lot of other cards. I definitely would look at cards like Ash, and I would think, I'd rather have Lightning Storm than Ash against Eldlich. Ash is not very reliable. It's way too easy to get out the Golden Lord. He's able to activate a second Lightning Storm because Golden Land Forever negates the activation, meaning that the activation never happened. Let's see. Chaining Scarlet Sanguine, summon a Golden Lord from the deck. He does have the option to chain the Conquistador, but it won't matter because he'll still die because as a monster, it is still a trap. So it will still be destroyed by a Lightning Storm. Well, we have a situation here. Now, Joel forfeited using the Conquistador on his own turn. So he has to use one of them this turn. Probably a good idea to not activate and then summon and then just let it die for no reason, because now you can use the banish effect. Because all of the Elixir and Golden Land cards have the hardest of once per turn clauses. You can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. They're just like the Shuttle cards in that respect. Unlike cards like Oviraptor that say you can use each effect once per turn. So you can use both of them. You can summon, search, or send. And then as a separate effect, regardless of the results of the first effect, you can do the destroy and revive. But that would have been insane if you could banish and set the same turn that you activated. That'd be just nuts. It already is nuts. Yeah, okay, so there's one. He might have saved the one from his own turn as mitigation against cards like Lightning Storm. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Lightning Storm. Definitely is better against... I had not seen David's deck list, in that there's an argument for it to come in, but it is not as like solidly reliable as other cards might be, perhaps like evenly matched. I like just getting the Golden Lord banished. I've seen a lot of people play Dinomiscus in cards like in decks like Paleozoic and decks like Shadal. Even in Eldlich, I've seen Eldlich players play Dinomiscus. It's the Paleo that banishes. You just want to get all three Golden Lords banished. I was playing on Dueling Book the other day. Played Deep Dark Trap Hole. Banishes a level 5 or higher monster that's special summoned. Just because of the Golden Lord. It's so strong. Now this Cursed Eldland is pretty strong. Yeah, that's a lot of advantage. You get a search and fodder for the guy, and you're going to get the send. So he'd be able to send Hakiro. See, David Rivas needed to make a play. It's one of the things you have to balance this format. You have to balance a bunch of these blowout cards like Nibiru and Lightning Storm and Evenly and Dark Ruler, but then have an engine that backs them up. I was commentating the Pro Play Games weekly Thursday 64-man today, and there was like a specific game where that happened. Player against an Adamancipator deck faced a full board, so the Adamant player went full combo. Other player plays Dark Ruler, then Lightning Storm, and then Scoops. Even though he just decimated the whole board, he had no follow-up play. Probably because he had other duplicates in his hand that he couldn't use. Didn't have enough engine to get his deck going. End of battle phase good. Whew. We have Gustav Max to end the game. Valor to imperm save him. Is that game? Rivas' 2000 attack. I know you can't see that over the overlay, but if this resolves its game, oh, that's GG. Woo! That's nuts. All right. That was strong. Surprised with the 5 cards in hand, David Rivas had no way to get something going. That's unfortunate. Well, all right. did he draw unplayable? I would be curious to see what's in his hand. Probably Conductor and a Pill and unplayable Dinosaurs. But regardless, that's the result that we have here. Joel Madera taking it 2-0 over David Rivas. He's in the running for some cash prizes at the end of this 50-50. Come back again for more feature matches, and love to have you around. So we're going to sign off here. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.